Hey all, Heretic here with another Hearthstone Battleground Player's Guide, and I'm here to bring you the information you need to help you win with Edwin VanCleef. So get comfy and let's dive in. First, let's talk about their hero power Sharpened Blades. This hero power costs 1 and reads, give a minion +2/+1 for each minion you've bought this turn. So put quite simply, this means you are able to buff a minion for the number of minions you bought. So if you bought 2 minions in a turn, you are going to give the minion who you spend a gold on and target +4/+2 stats. Pretty damn good. This single buff can be very effective in making your board zap proof, to making a minion hit a good bit harder, especially over the length of the game. It's just an economical buff. It works really well. So if you have, a gold floating here and there, and you can see where you can buy an extra minion, even if it seems meaningless, well, when you then apply the buff that turn, it's no longer meaningless at all. And just a note, probably the MVP for this is the Free Dealing Gambler. This is a tier 2 3/3 pirate that when you buy it, it costs 3 gold, and you sell it, you get 3 gold back. So that means if you buy it, play it, sell it, it's going to add a charge to when you go to your hero power, and it costs you absolutely nothing but the time it took you to move it. So if you roll through and you see a couple of these in the shop, definitely buy them, play them, sell them. It costs you nothing, and it just gives you more stats. It's phenomenal. Now, when it comes to tiering, almost always I will do the slow reform curve when I'm playing Edwin. The reason for that being is it's just perfectly tempoed to allow you to buy, tier, and sneak your hero power in here or there. So you're going to get the maximum benefit from this power while still tiering up. It's going to be a little slower than some people in the lobby. It's okay. The tempo you're going to gain from this will far outweigh that slowing of getting your tiers going. And there's always a time when you can just say, never mind, I'm just going to tier, because maybe you've got a triple lined up. You don't have to hold to this, but I really do like the slow reform curve on this. So when it comes to the minions you want and the strategies you want to use when you're playing Edwin, it's all based around that hero power. So essentially playing the way you normally would play it, but now some of your vulnerabilities, some of the softer hitting minions, now they are a little more substantial. Now they're a little more threatening to your opponent. So just buff as much as you possibly can. For me, I think mechs are the primary way to play it. Coupled with Divine Shields, the extra hit is just kind of phenomenal, and you really can't go wrong with it. So otherwise, though, any Divine Shield works. You don't have to play mechs. You could do pirates. If you get a good pirate cycle board and you're just cycling through tons of pirates, then you pop that hero power, you can gain a ton of stats on a minion. So there's no reason not to play pirates. Same if you happen to roll elementals and you've got a Nomi and you're just cycling like insanity through elementals. There you go. Pop it out. Go nuts. If you find yourself in a Murloc board, well, it's not optimal. You're still going to be cycling a lot of Murlocs, and now all of a sudden you can target something with the buff, maybe make your brand all of a sudden very threatening. You definitely can make it work. Typically, though, it's cleaves. You want to hit the Foe Reaper. You want to hit that Cave Hydra with this buff as much as possible, because it can do a lot of damage really fast. And hey, what if you happen to be using a Baron Rivendare and it's always getting sniped? With this hero, that never happens, because you just target it a couple times and its attacks through the roof. It'll never get targeted. It's great. Now, when it comes to countering Edwin, it's a normal game of Battlegrounds. Just remember, be prepared for very large cleave units. Don't position poorly, because you might find that minion next to your taunt very much murdered. Do not put your Baron next to it. Do not put anything important there. Basically, everything's going to hit a little harder than they want to, so those key minions, the ones you don't want to hit hard, are going to hit harder, so be prepared for those. And just remember, Zap is essentially useless against VanCleef. If the person's playing it right and they're paying attention to their targeting, you're never going to hit the minion you want to hit with it. If I was to sum up Edwin in a word, it's consistent. That targeted hero power really does make it so the minions that have certain vulnerabilities, maybe due to their low health or attack, you now can buff them up so they can't be zapped, so they can't be ghouled. There's ways you can make it work even better, and that's just so consistent to make those weak minions stronger. And also, you could just make your cleave and your other powerful minions stronger. Your board is just going to get the stats where you need them, and that's where Edwin really shines. You're not vulnerable because you need to find the buffs for certain cards, because you just need to cycle some cards and then hit your buff right on that minion. True, you could only target one minion a turn, but in the late game, that could be some pretty quick ramp up and be very powerful. So, in the end, I've attached a link with some gameplay if you want to see how I piloted them. Stay tuned, I have more guides on the way, and I hope you learned a couple things today, and I hope you had fun. I know I did. Bye.